There was once a young boy, gentle in heart, radiant in faith, who saw 11 stars, the sun and the moon, bow before him. But before destiny would lift him to honor, envy would cast him into darkness. From a brother's embrace to the depths of a well, from the chains of a prison to the keys of a kingdom, this is the journey of a soul that never let go of Allah. How does a child sold as a slave become the guardian of a nation? What secret power turns betrayal into mercy and trials into triumph? You're watching Quranic History, where we bring the living wisdom of the Quran to your screen. Subscribe, like, and stay with us, because today we unveil the timeless story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam and the lessons that can change your life.
There was once a young boy named Yusuf, son of the Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam. From childhood, light and purity surrounded him. He was kind, gentle, and beautiful inside and out. One night, Yusuf saw a dream that would change his life forever. He came running to his father saying, "Oh my father, indeed I have seen 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrating to me." Prophet Yaqub understood the meaning. He saw in this dream a divine sign that Yusuf was chosen for greatness. But he warned his son, "Do not tell your dream to your brothers, or they will plot against you, because jealousy burns even within families, and envy can turn love into hatred."
Yusuf's brothers were overcome with envy. They saw the love their father had for Yusuf and said, "Yusuf and his brother are more beloved to our father than we are. Let us kill Yusuf or throw him into a distant land." One day, they asked their father to let Yusuf come with them. Yaqub, though hesitant, allowed it, placing his trust in Allah. But when night fell, their plan unfolded. They took Yusuf deep into the desert, tore his shirt, and threw him into the depths of a dark well. Imagine the silence, the boy alone in the cold, crying, yet whispering the words of faith, "Allah is with me." When they returned home, they came weeping to their father with a false story, showing a shirt stained with fake blood. Yaqub's heart broke, but he said with patience, "So patience is most fitting, and Allah is the one whose help is sought." Days passed. A caravan traveling through the desert stopped near the well and lowered a bucket. When they pulled it up, they found a boy, beautiful, shining with light. They said, "What a good find," and took him to Egypt, selling him as a slave for a small price. In Egypt, Yusuf was bought by Al-Aziz, a nobleman of great power. His wife, Zulaykha, admired the boy's purity and beauty. Years passed, and Yusuf grew into a man of perfect character. He was truthful, wise, and deeply devoted to Allah. But a great test awaited him. Zulaykha tried to tempt him to sin, yet he said firmly, "I seek refuge in Allah. Indeed, He is my Lord, who has treated me well. The wrongdoers never succeed." When she accused him falsely, Yusuf was thrown into prison, though he was innocent. But even in that prison, he carried the light of faith. Inside the dark prison, Yusuf never lost hope. He spoke gently to the prisoners and taught them about the oneness of Allah. Two men came to him with dreams, and he interpreted them with divine wisdom. To one, he said, "You will serve wine to the king." To the other, "You will be crucified." And just as he said, it came to pass. Yusuf told the one who would live, "Mention me before the king." But the man forgot, and Yusuf remained in prison for years, patient, calm, and trusting in Allah's plan. One night, the king of Egypt saw a strange dream: 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 thin cows, and 7 green ears of corn and 7 dry ones. None could explain its meaning. Then the man who had once been in prison remembered Yusuf. Brought before the king, Yusuf said, "You will have 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of hardship, so store your grain carefully." The king was astonished by Yusuf's knowledge and wisdom. He said, "Bring him to me. I will make him among my trusted ones." But Yusuf said, "Appoint me over the storehouses of the land. Indeed, I am a good keeper and knowledgeable." And thus, from the darkness of a prison, Yusuf rose to become the minister of Egypt. Years later, famine struck the land. Yusuf's brothers came to Egypt seeking food. They stood before him, not recognizing the powerful man before them was their own brother. Yusuf recognized them, but he stayed silent. He gave them grain and said, "Bring me your youngest brother next time." When they returned again with Binyamin, Yusuf revealed himself privately and said, "Indeed, I am your brother, so do not not grieve for what they used to do. Later, when they came once more, desperate and broken, Yusuf could hold back no longer. He said, "Do you know what you did to Yusuf and his brother when you were ignorant?" They froze. "Are you indeed Yusuf?" they asked. He said, "I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. Allah has been gracious to us." Tears flowed. They begged for forgiveness, and Yusuf replied, "No blame upon you today. May Allah forgive you. He is the most merciful." When Yusuf sent his shirt to his father, Yaqub regained his sight. The family reunited in Egypt, and as they entered, the dream of Yusuf was fulfilled. His parents and brothers bowed before him in respect. He said, "O my father, this is the interpretation of my dream from before. My Lord has made it come true."
The story of Yusuf is not just a tale, it is a map for the heart. It teaches us that betrayal cannot destroy those protected by Allah, that patience turns pain into power, that forgiveness heals even the deepest wounds. When life feels dark like the bottom of a well, remember Yusuf. When you face injustice like a prison, remember his patience. When you are tempted by sin, remember his purity. And when you are given power, remember his humility.
In a world full of jealousy, temptation, and betrayal, the story of Yusuf speaks louder than ever. It reminds us to forgive when it's hardest, to trust when hope seems lost, and to see that every hardship hides a blessing. His story is a mirror for our time, when people chase status and wealth, forgetting the soul. But Yusuf teaches us that true honor comes only from Allah.
From a child thrown into a well to the ruler of Egypt, Yusuf's journey is one of faith, resilience, and mercy. Allah says, "Indeed, in the story of Yusuf and his brothers, there are lessons for those who ask for guidance." May we learn from his patience, his strength, and his trust in Allah's plan. May Allah make us among those who forgive as Yusuf forgave.